Faith healers are bullshit. Change my mind. Change my mind. Hello everyone, Logan from Mage here. Thank you for stopping by. Back in the day, many magicians spoke out against spiritualists and mediums. And one of the most popular magicians to do that was none other than Harry Houdini. Now, Houdini spent a lot of his free time going around debunking mediums and stuff. When the Davenport brothers started using their spirit cabinet routine in the late 1800s, it's a routine where an empty cabinet has paranormal activity occur in it while it's empty. Like bells will ring when no one's in there, things will be written on a board that's laid in there. They started doing that, and people didn't like it. Many people spoke out against it, and a lot of people actually threatened their lives. But now, this routine is very common on any magic stage. Now, biblically speaking, the first sorcerers were the sorcerers able to replicate the miracles by non-divine means, and these were the sorcerers who were able to replicate the miracle of Moses turning his staff to a snake. What this means is there's always a way to achieve something divine with non-divine means. So what stipulations would allow us to measure a real miracle? Well, one, it would have to be performed under lab conditions. No way around it. Otherwise, there's no measuring that can take place. Two, it must be repeatable. And three, this is something I've just heard before, it should be able to be bestowed on anyone else. If it's a real miracle or real abilities, you should be able to give it to someone else. Now, if you meet all these criteria, you may actually have a miracle on your hands. Now, I'm not putting down religion in any way whatsoever. I'm just saying there have been plenty of cases where people took advantage of it. Now, I put faith healers in the same family as mediums because they use a lot of the same tactics. They get different results. You know, mediums tend to work with the dead, and faith healers might do that, but they go beyond. They go straight to God. Yes, there's actually a method to faith healing. In fact, there's a book by Luc Germain, which he worked on the set of Chris Angel. He's a very talented mentalist, magician, what have you. But it's a book on how to do magic and mentalism with a divine tint to it. Now, there's more to it than what's in the book, but it just shows you what you can do with deceptive means. Now, what methods do faith healers use, and why are they bullshit? And why are they even dangerous? Now, faith healers use a combination of linguistic, psychological, and theatrical deceptions. I'll go ahead and give you a mock scenario and tell you how it works. This isn't all of them, but this is a standard scenario. Let's say the faith healer's on stage. He just given a sermon. The music starts to swell. Starts low, it starts to swell, building the emotion in the room. Then the healer might use a really broad statement like, oh, the Lord, he's telling me someone out there has back pain. Yes, who out there is experiencing back pain? Now, back pain's very common, of course. In a room full of revved up people from a sermon and, swelling music, you're going to get some hits. Now, your foot's in the door. And so the faith healer might take someone from the crowd that reacted very well and bring them up on stage. Now, this person has already been shown to be suggestible, so he might just stack on these subtleties. He may start using more broad statements, like, oh, the Lord's telling me that your knees hurt also, or he's telling me your back is not the only thing that hurts. I mean, that goes without saying. Knee pain can usually lead to back pain, and back pain can also be caused by other pain. It's a very broad statement. Now, this is a tactic of cold reading, which is using generalized statements and feedback from the spectator, audience, whatever, to create the apparent image of psychic abilities, being a medium, whatever, talking to the dead. And the ability to do this varies. Some people are so good at it, it does look real, and it's something to watch. By this time, the music's really building, and the person might have their eyes closed. Now the faith healer is probably going to become more intense, maybe too intense, because what is about to happen is equal parts psychology and physiology. The healer will put his hands on the person on stage and say something like, you are healed, or something to that effect. Now, if your eyes are closed and someone roughs you up a bit and the crowd's reacting and everything, your adrenaline is going to go up. Now, the crowd, the music, and you reacting, it all stacks on top of each other. Adrenaline is a painkiller. It allows us to fight or flee when in danger, even with an injury. So the person on stage is now feeling relief. They may be jumping around, being very mobile. The crowd's going to react. The faith healer's going to react. It stacks on each other. And now you have a room full of people fooling themselves through the pain. Now, this is a very simple explanation. There are more clever, more thought out, I'm going to call them routines out there. And they're pretty diabolical. Some will use radios, fished information, stooges, and just good old-fashioned bullshit. Now, this is pretty dangerous. Take Kenneth Copeland, for example. He was a very, I think he still is, a very successful televangelist. Now, back in 2004, this man actually convinced a woman, Bonnie Parker, to stop taking her cancer treatments. He told her that faith healing was more effective than taking poison in hopes that it works. Not just that, but she was told to sow money into the church so it would blossom into a blessing. Now, Bonnie ended up losing to cancer. After she had passed, her daughter went through her mother's diaries and ended up finding out that this man told her that it was a sin to seek medical help. Now, this is a very rare case, and faith healers at this level are even more rare. Their impact can be really widespread, though, and faking divinity for monetary gain is probably the lowest you can get as a human being. Now, I'm not putting down religion whatsoever. Like I said earlier, many churches scrape by and they do a lot of good for the community. I think credit should be given where it's due. But that's all I have on the subject. Thank y'all for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know in the comments, have you ever experienced something like that? And have you seen something like that before? Let me know. What do you think? Am I wrong? I will leave you with this clip of a faith healer making someone's legs grow. Thanks for watching, guys.